PBR Tool Time. Tools, reviews, and stories. From techs that you can trust. Welcome to another episode of PBR Tool Time. This is episode 166, and this is the Anson Recap. And today I have Hudson Tansey and our special guest, Steve Croes.
Hey, yo.
How are you guys?
Doing well. How about yourself, Daniel?
Awesome. Let's talk about our sponsors.
Yes.
So we got Magnatech Matt.
Absolutely.
We've got Mobile Tech RX.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
Everybody loves them. We got Hog Tabs and Hog Glue.
Yeah, that's so-so.
Yeah. You know what? You guys out there that haven't tried Hog Glue, one of the best things about Hog Glue is it works in a wide range of temperatures and it comes off clean. You're going to be much faster doing hail with Hog Glue because it peels off so clean. You'll be thanking yourself. You know, some of these other glues, you're picking and prodding at it and it takes you forever to get some of it off. And Hog Glue doesn't do that.
I'm not going to lie, Daniel.
Testimonial, Daniel. That first few sticks that you gave me before you even came out with them, I probably made about $4,000 for those. And there was only like 3 or 4 sticks.
Oh, awesome.
Good indeed, for sure.
Yeah, actually, I was joking, but I have switched to Hog Glue, and I'm loving it. So
awesome. And then those for you out there that are old and decrepit like me, we've got CBD Direct. And CBD Direct, you take a couple tinctures underneath your tongue, and you just feel a lot better. So
5 to 7, maybe 12 if you're really good.
Yeah,
it does work. That's definitely good.
And then Edgy Tools. All right, let's get on to introducing Steve. Steve, everybody actually knows Steve. If you don't know Steve, you actually do know Steve because he stands out in a crowd. Am I right, Hudson?
Yeah, he's the guy that I made fun of before I met him because I saw what he looked like at Mobile Tech.
All right.
So describe.
Like, look at that horribly disfigured dude.
Yeah, it was like, it's you and your 2 sons, and y'all would be walking around, and y'all looked exactly the same in what you wore because you have a very unique uniform for your work. And anytime you're at a work-related event, you are in that uniform. Daniel, what's this uniform look like here?
He looks like a bicycle team coming through, or a motocross team, or some NASCAR team, or something like that. He's got every automobile manufacturer all over his shirt, and they're colorful, and they just look like a team.
Like you're wearing your motorcycle one tonight.
Motorcycle one,
yeah. That's your motorcycle.
I like that one.
Yeah.
And then whenever you're working on cars, it's a lime, like a bright green one, and it's got all the different brands on it: Cadillac, Porsche, Mercedes, Chevrolet, all over it. So yeah, I always saw you and I looked at you from a distance like, look at this goober.
And then you meet him, and then you're like, God damn it, I wanted to hate that guy, but he's so damn nice.
Yeah,
right?
And
pretty much.
You are the nicest guy. You know, I just love hanging out with you. You're so positive. You always got a smile on your face. Your kids are great. And then he shows up with his wife, and then it's all over.
Yeah, she makes me look really good.
Yeah, I don't know how you landed that one, but you got to be a smooth talker.
Wait, you've met his wife?
Yeah, of course.
What? See, Steve lives 45 minutes. What, 45 minutes
yeah,
east
maybe
of
45 minutes.
Yeah, 45 minutes east of me, and I still haven't met his wife.
Yeah, he got an upgrade there somehow. I don't know.
Right?
Yeah.
So for you guys that don't know, Steve is down in Houston, Texas, in a northwest suburb of Houston, Texas?
Yeah, northwest.
And he is a competitor of mine, but we are more friends than competitors. And I think I've sent you probably like 2 jobs a week for the past 3 or 4 months.
And I have milked those really good. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So he's actually a competitor, but like I said, we're definitely more friends, and we send each other customers and help each other more than we do anything else, honestly.
Yeah.
So
and I'll ask Hudson questions too. You know, just hey, what about this? This gas door, how do you get that off, and this and that?
I'll never get away from the gas doors.
tank door guy or the gas
right?
guy.
Yeah, I've done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, I wanted to bring Steve on here because he was one of the guys that were at the Anson event, and this is a recap of the Anson event. And so I want to get your first impressions of this year's Anson event, Steve. What'd you think overall?
It was beyond the other events. They definitely had manufacturers from all over the country that were there. And it was just nice to be able to speak with each one of them about their product and just get some feedback, like on the guy that does the hood stand locks.
Restless Minds.
Restless Minds.
Yes, Restless Minds.
Yeah.
I actually spoke to him for a little bit. I was very intrigued about the ingenuity that went into the product that he's selling, and just hearing him speak about it and his passion for it. I was very intrigued by the whole setup. And I'm not a hail guy. I do mostly route type stuff, but it was just really neat to be able to meet these different people.
Yeah, and he's one of the guys that I'm targeting, and it's like Chad from Endeavor. Both those two guys are very young guys in our industry, but they're the future of our industry, and they're very, very smart. They have kind of a mind like I, always thinking about the next tool, always the next idea, and the engineering of it, the dynamics of a tool. And I love that because I want to cultivate those guys because they're the future of our industry, and we need new young blood into our industry making tools, making it better.
There's a lot of good 30-somethings doing some good things in our industry right now.
Yeah, you're one of them. I mean, you're coming out with your new tool this year, and I love that. I want to see more of that. So if you're a young guy, got a tool idea, reach out to us and let us help you.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback there off of what Steve said. One thing that I love about the Anson Bonanza, and it was even more prevalent this year, was more tool manufacturers there up close personal that we can talk to, ask questions, design processes, all that kind of stuff. At Mobile Tech, we're all just in a rush, man. It's just a sprint at Mobile Tech.
And you're right about that. The tool manufacturers are stressed out, and they're torn in a million different directions. And when you go up to talk to one, you can tell you don't have their attention. And at this, it's not like that. It's a relaxed kind of form.
Yeah, because I was talking to Todd Zimmerman with Carbon Tech, and I was like, man, I really would love to buy your rod. I just can't justify spending that much right now as someone who doesn't do hail all the time. And he was like, well, explains to me, like, well, I've got some stuff coming out that'll be great for route techs. I'm like, wait, what? And he's like, yeah, so basically like a pogo stick type attachment. Maybe even like a lifter attachment and all kinds of crazy stuff where I'm like, okay. And I wouldn't have known that if I wasn't there at the Anson Bonanza, being able to have that good one-on-one conversation with him. That I'm like, okay, there's some great stuff coming along around the corner.
And that's what I've been working with Todd with, is that the hustle stick attachment is actually my baby. It's something I've been working with him and cultivating it. And because the hustle stick is something I use pretty much on a daily basis for glue pulling, because it's such an advantage to glue pull something with a hustle stick, because you have such control over the way you're pulling the dent. You can pull it from different directions. You're pulling it slow and control. And what he did is he made his attachment so you can put a ratchet strap on it. And if you got a wall with a hook on it, you can have tension on a panel while you're hitting the eyebrow. So it's going to be even more of a tool than the hustle stick is, and plus being lighter. And then having another attachment to make it so it's a bridge type of tool for glue pulling. He's got a broom attachment So when you're on the road as a hail tech, you have to clean up after yourself. You don't have to carry a whole.
No way. Are you serious?
Put a broom attachment on it, clean up.
Carbon fiber fibers.
Yeah. How cool are you, man? Come on.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, you sweep up with class, man.
Oh my gosh.
But the carbon fiber rod I use all the time because I'm a door dinger like you on truck beds. I mean, I clean up truck beds all day long with that carbon tech rod.
Until you get that one truck bed that you take the tail light out and you're like, oh, this is going to be cake. And then all of a sudden you open it, there's a second wall there. Like, what the? Like,
well,
or it's too small, like the Dodges are too small. So then you have to switch to the good stuff carbon rod, which is they have a smaller diameter one.
Yeah,
I didn't know you actually did any trucks, Hudson. I thought you just did like BMWs and Porsches and stuff.
Right?
I'll do whatever's in front of me. I just can't help it. Maybe I don't know. I don't know why that happens. But
That's up in the rich part of town, man.
Oh,
is that what it is?
Down south, we're in the trucks, you know. Hudson's like
whatever.
Lamborghinis, like, okay, we got you, Hudson.
It does seem like you work on a lot of nice cars, Hudson.
I don't like doing a lot of lots. That's just I don't like that kind of thing. I like taking it low and just going slow and doing it perfect. And those kind of people, they want it perfect, and they're willing to pay for it. So
yeah.
So my high end dealerships, they understand that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's good, man. That's good.
Do y'all hear my kids in the background? Do y'all hear that?
Oh,
yeah.
Not a one of them.
Yeah, it's bedtime in the Tansy home right now, so
that's okay. We'll deal. It's okay. Yeah, I mean, pretty much every manufacturer was represented there. I mean, the who's who of manufacturers were there.
Well, Ultra wasn't there. That's a shame.
He has a good excuse. He was in Hawaii.
Yeah, that's a great.
Well, excuse. I mean, Daniel is like his representative when he's out there. So.
I will say this. I mean, Ultra is represented, but one thing that was super cool that I'm really happy about is I'm not going to say that it was PDR tool time that kind of forced this to happen, but Blehm tools are now officially at Anson.
Yes.
Yeah.
They got some good tools.
That didn't take much effort, really. This is what happened is I called up Mark and I said, hey, I'd like to have you on the show. You've never been interviewed. And he's like, sure. And then I'm like, the second question was, why are you selling your tools at Anson? I don't know. And then I called folks at Anson and I said, why are you selling Blehm tools? I don't know. And they're both willing. They're not pushy people. So they weren't like reaching out to each other. So I said, hey,
maker, make me a match.
And literally, I mean, that was what, 2 weeks ago, and tools were there.
Yeah.
And Blehm was there, and now they're selling Blehm tools.
And I bought that stinking Welltail you guys shut up about.
Right.
And it was crazy. There was only one there. Only one. And I got it, and I held on to it.
5 guys were fighting over it.
Yeah, there was like several guys fighting for that stinking Welltail, and I grabbed it like someone. I don't know if someone put it down or whatever, but I found it there, and I was like, "Oh, I'm grabbing this. It's mine."
Yeah. That was a good move.
Bought that bad boy.
It's wait until you try it, man. You'll be like, oh my god.
I tried it today, and I was very happy and very pleased.
Right.
Only thing I wish it had, it's the edges are a little bit more rounded off than my Dent Craft. Where the Welltail comes out and then curves back around. It's
that's
when you
take it to a bench grinder.
Right.
Actually, bench sander. Take it to the bench sander.
Yeah, the bonanza in general was really good. Free tacos, so how can you not be? I mean, I think I had 5 tacos because why not?
You had the beans too, didn't you?
I didn't have the beans. You might have thought so later, but
and ice cream. They had ice cream there.
They had ice cream, yes, and it was like
good ice cream.
Some good ice cream. So that was really good, and it was a great all the time. I just hung out and talked to a bunch of people. So as an extrovert myself who just loves people, it was fantastic. I like walked in, there was like 50 people I knew. I'm like, oh my gosh, who do I talk to first? And it felt like there was less people there this year, but it actually wasn't the case. There was more people. The weather was just so perfect that a lot of people were outside versus last year.
Everybody was crammed inside.
Everyone was, it was like freezing. So we were all inside trying to stay away from the cold wind.
You know, at first I was like, is there less people here this year? But no, they were spread out.
Yeah.
I got to meet the owner of B&D. Is his name Mike?
Mike.
Yeah. Super nice guy. I got to talk to him about his products and everything because I have several of his tools. And I said, well, you know, I'm glad that you have your tools here with Anson now because they can sell better than you. Because if you've been to his website, it's like 2 or 3 things he has on there. It's like, what in the world? But now with the stuff that he has coming out,
all right, I'm going to it right now.
Much better. So
yeah, he's kind of becoming the accessory king. He's really good about that, and that could kind of segue us into the handles that Vince helped develop in conjunction with him, and it's basically an overlay that goes over the tequila tool handle. And if you have the larger tequila tools, the handle's really too small. It just does not feel comfortable in your hand. And they've sold a lot of those tools. And this skin is a 2-part aluminum piece that goes over it, making it super comfortable, making it longer. It sandwiches over it and changes the dynamics of the tool and makes it fantastic. And they're going to be available within a few weeks, hopefully, for $39. So the price point is right. They come in 2 colors because there's 2 different sizes, orange and green. And so if you have some tequila tools, just wait for the website to update and have them available and get some of those skins.
I'm looking. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm looking at the B&D site, and I think he has updated it. It's actually relatively nice, Steve. Yeah. So he has improved that since your last checking it out. Speaking of, since we're already on the topic of the handles, there was so that was to fit over the A1 handle. So now your Dent Reaper can have a really nice pistol grip handle. That's nice. But the Endeavor has a handle now that fits not the A1s, but it fits into PDR Finesse. And
anybody's handle.
It can fit anyone's?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay, explain this to me. Explain it to me, because that's the one thing I didn't look at. So what does it do?
Basically, it's a handle extension. So it's going to give you more leverage, a lot more leverage. And it's a Dowrin milled handle that's you can screw onto any handle out there to get extra leverage on.
It's like a breaker bar.
Yeah, it's almost like a breaker bar.
It's like everything. You're going to get some leverage off that thing.
Yeah.
And like,
how long does it take to set up?
Seconds. It's 2 screws. It's 2 screws. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And what I used to do is I have a lot of ultra handles, and I used to take a flat bar and I would stick it inside the flat or the handle and use the flat bar as my leverage.
Yeah.
So I love this idea because we can all use more leverage, and then you can put 2 hands on the tool and even out your shoulders, so you're not putting all that pressure on one shoulder. So a lot of advantages. It's a simple idea. I think everybody's going to want one of those.
So so you had the B&D handles, you had the Endeavor handles, and then also John Highleys Gorilla Grip was there, where you completely take the A1 handle off and you replace it with John Highleys Gorilla Grip, and that thing felt really nice.
And it's in 2 parts, so you kind of like the ultra aluminum handle, where you can screw in an extra piece and make it extra long. Kind of just like the Endeavor one that we were just talking about, and have all the leverage you could ever want, which is great. So that's a new tool coming out. and I believe he's taking pre-orders on that. If I'm right.
Yes, I think he is taking pre-orders, and I think he's going to be selling that at Anson as well, I believe. I'm looking at
I don't think so.
No, he's not going to be at Anson. Okay.
I think he sells everything on his own.
Word. So I'm looking at right now, it looks like Endeavor does not have that up on their site yet. So
yeah, that's really, really new. And then is there another handle? It's like the year of the handle. It's all about the handles.
Yeah. No, I think that was it for the handle.
We're not talking about those love handles you got there, Hudson.
Oh, I know.
Tool handles, okay?
Those are my wife's favorite handle.
All right.
Actually, that'd be a good name. That'd be a good name for it.
The love handle?
The love handle.
Oh, dang. Okay, taking mental note.
Yeah, Endeavor. You should call it the love handle.
Yeah. The love handle. You have to make it red. Oh, that'd be bad.
Or you can go to the love wedge.
Love wedge.
Right? Love wedge.
Oh, you had to bring
With
up
the
wedge.
light in it.
Yeah.
It's also the year of the light up wedge.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we got so
there's a combination. Yeah.
You and Edgy Tools both showed up with your wedges.
Yeah.
Still in the prototype stage.
Yeah, so I think I don't know where. I think Dave Streen and Josh Radloff with Moose Knuckle have joined forces to bring out. Theirs is called the Wedge Light, and this thing is slick. It's a light. It's a wedge that you can stick in the door, and it lights up the entire door. And this thing is pretty impressive.
The end of the wedge is a special. I guess it's plexiglass or what, it's a clear plastic, but it's a clear plastic that is made to shine light through.
Yeah.
And then it turns into a different plastic, which has got scallops in it.
By scallops, he means a little bitty bump so it doesn't back out.
Yeah. Kind of like the
talon.
The talon. Thank you. But more scallops closer together, which I think is kind of a smarter design, to be honest with you. It's a rechargeable one, has a circuit board inside, and it shuts off automatically. So
after 10 minutes.
Kind of your high-tech type of wedge. And then Hudson.
Did you talk about a price point on his, Dave?
We don't know the price on theirs yet.
He's shooting for under $50. Don't know exactly. Yeah. And he's trying to get it all made in America.
And then there's another one too. Wasn't there somebody else that had one there?
Paul Corden was working on one, but
is he? I don't know if it was Paul.
Was it Paul?
I don't know who it was. I think there's a third one.
Okay, somebody's coming up with the third one.
Yeah, it seems like it was an idea that people have had for years, and then
everybody came out with it.
It came at the same time. Yeah, like I legit have writing. I had with a Posca marker on a hail car I was working on. I had the idea and I wrote it on, and this was in 2016 when I had the idea for it. And I talked to another body man. He's like, that would be amazing. And
actually,
yours has little like holes on the side.
Yeah, so mine
you can actually see down, and then you can also see to the side and everything else, right?
So mine essentially is a triangle with a hole in the middle of it. All right, it is. I decided to I wanted to, my whole thing is KISS, keep it simple, stupid. So I created a wedge that has a hole in the middle of it, and you can put your whatever you want in that hole. And Daniel, don't give me that look.
Again,
I know.
You're teeing it up, and I'm going to put it over the fence. Man.
Yeah. So, if you want to put a cheese stick in there or Twizzlers, but I happen to like to put a flashlight. And I had to set screw to hold the flashlight in there. You just shove it down in there, and then boom, it lights it up. So you can see inside things if you want to. Yep. And
does it have multiple uses?
Well, I've been using the prototype, and now that I got it back, I used it today for the first time. And I was using it just as a regular flashlight. And I looked down one door today, can see everything I need to see. Works great. But also, I mean, I'm not afraid to pry with it. Use it as a pry tool. So it's pretty versatile as far as that goes.
Yeah, it's injection molded, and yeah, we should have those available by June, and they'll be at $30 is the price point, and they all come with a free flashlight for you. So you buy my wedge, I'll give you a free flashlight in case you don't want to put a cheese stick in there. You can put a flashlight in there instead.
Or a hot Cheeto.
Or a hot Cheeto. Hot Cheetos are good.
Just in case. I mean,
yeah.
Take it out.
So it comes with a set screw. Now, the one thing to know is the set screw is the same. It used the same size Allen key as the limited light collars. So it's the Allen key. You
that impossible small one.
Yeah, that one is the one that you probably already.
The one I lost already.
You have like 4 or 5 of them if you have lights from Unlimited.
Yeah.
If you order anything else, he'll always send you another one. So it's like
couldn't make it bigger, huh? Couldn't you make it like human size?
It works.
And going on to the next thing, we had something a little extra, which is a little adapter for glue tabs. So if you're working in a valley on a panel, you can use this, and it'll help reach that deep dent in that reverse curve. Simple little idea, great little accessory.
The best way I can think of this is Dodge Ram hoods.
Yeah,
how they have that deep dive, and then that. Yeah. So
and you got both feet on top. Yeah, it's just you're not going to use it all the time, but when you need it, you're going to be thanking yourself you have it.
Yeah.
When you need it, it's money.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, well, why don't I just use a slide hammer? But there's a difference between using a slide hammer.
Yeah, I'm a mini lifter guy. I don't get the same results from a slide hammer. Unless I'm working on aluminum. But
that's true. I was talking to Tom, the glue man Price. I consider him like the godfather of glue pulling.
The glue
and he is just all about mini lifters. And as a matter of fact, he bought one while we were there that nobody even knew they had there. So he found it. But nice. He in the stuff that I've talked to him about.
I'm actually surprised that he said mini lifter, because most hail guys will say they like a slide hammer. Seems like. Am I wrong?
I know he was talking all about mini lifters.
Yeah,
that's good.
I know a lot of hail guys like the slide hammer because of rails. Like, when you have rails, you have that risk of putting dents with your feet.
Sure.
So a slide hammer is going to keep that from happening.
Yeah.
So we have the other thing that we saw there was the T-Bone set by Dent Engineer, and I don't know if y'all saw that. Did y'all see it?
I'm not sure. Tell us.
Okay. Yeah. So T-Bone is like, I just found out about this guy. This guy can literally drop like a Silverado headliner in like 15 to 30 seconds. Like, no joke. Watch the video of him do it. Insane. The guy is like an R&I master. He has all.
Yeah.
He has like all his stuff in a backpack. He just rides around on a motorcycle all day, and
he's got 5 number 10 sockets. So it's like, awesome.
he has, the legend is he has dropped like 100 headliners in a day, like something astronomical like that. The dude is just like and so what this is Edward.
We need to get this guy on the show.
Dude, yeah, for real.
Do you know?
He's a super nice guy. I met him at NPE.
Okay, reach out to him.
Wait, which guy?
T-Bone on the show, man. I want a headliner show.
And so Edward with Dent Engineer has teamed up with T-Bone and created this R&I kit, like everything that he uses. Like, this is all you need to drop pretty much 99% of headliners, doing R&I, everything, and it's in this really nice box. Even comes with,
love mine.
Comes with 2 8s and 2 10s, and they're great.
Daniel, was it you that we were looking at? It's like, I just want the case now that I have everything else, because the case is so nice.
Yeah,
it up and everything. He's got little pockets for everything. It's perfect.
I'm gonna bring up something here that's gonna ruffle some feathers, but the Black Box Mafia Y'all remember the Black Box Mafia? And they had the really nice black boxes that they came in.
Yep.
It's like that, but even better.
Actually, I love those boxes.
Those are great boxes.
That was the best thing about that whole thing. Is
I have
all my camera equipment in all those.
Yeah, they were nice. But now the T-Bone box takes it to another level.
Yeah.
So it's pretty great. And if you don't already have like an R&I kit ready to go, this thing is buttoned up, ready to go for everything you need, pretty much.
Yeah. You know, the only thing it doesn't have is the dentless carbon fiber clip removal tool. Have you seen those?
Yeah. That's the one, the customized one you have, Daniel. I have one too.
Oh, the one that's printed?
Yeah. Well, they have printed for the high scale people, but the little guys like me, they just get the tool. That's all that we need.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the one. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I love I love stuff like that.
I know something else that was there that I was happy to see is Dent Craft has 2 new things coming out.
Yeah.
And don't we have Dent Craft? We have Richard Bowles with Dent Craft coming on next week, don't we, Daniel?
Yes, we do.
So we'll probably talk about this then, but they have some steel core glue tabs. Steel core. So your necks aren't going to break. They're made of steel. And then you have like a hard plastic overlay that the glue actually goes on.
Yeah.
So you're never going to break. Yeah, I mean,
so he told me to pre-soak those in alcohol before I tried them. So they soaked all day today. So I'm going to be trying those out tomorrow.
Oh, Phil told me that. I forgot. I had some here in my office, but I took them downstairs to my truck. But they look pretty legit. They look awesome.
They get some good pulls. I actually have been prototype testing those, and the first prototypes that came out, they were too heavy because they're made of steel, and they just weren't pulling like they should. And now they've tweaked it, and they're lighter, and they are actually getting some good pulls on them. And they also, Dent Craft had their, and this is really awesome, a 3/8 inch round interchangeable tip tool. They have 9 different tips for this tool.
Yeah, everybody's coming out with this. I have a set from Ultra, and I got to tell you, having that 3/8 is great for those factory holes that you can stick it in and not hog it all out. But they're usually strong, and everybody knows that Dent Craft has it in that high carbon steel that's super stiff.
Yeah.
And they have some unique shaped tips too for that 3/8, which I really like. I can't wait to try those.
Absolutely. I think the only other thing that I can think of that we haven't talked about yet, and man, if you're listening and we forgot to mention your tool, like, I'm so sorry. The only thing I can think of other than that was the new Endeavor hammer for crown work.
Yeah.
That Ryan was talking about the other day when we interviewed Ryan Shutt from RPS. We had the Endeavor hammer, and I finally got to put it in my hands, and it's solid, feels nice. I went and I took it out to one of the hoods, and I just beat the crap out of a hood, and he was right. Like, you can't mess up with that hammer. Super
forgiving, solid carbon shaft on it. I asked him to make me an extra long one because I figure I can always make it shorter, but I wanted it extra long because sometimes I'm like, if I'm working on a truck and you got that lower part of the truck, you get that eyebrow down there.
Yeah.
You need to get pretty far back to be able to see that slight eyebrow. And I wanted something extra long. So I'm going to try it out, see if it works for me. But the rubber on it's super dense. It feels really good. It's a good hammer. I like it.
So, Steve, as someone who isn't on a PDR Tool podcast and you're just an average, everyday door dinger, I think you're above average, but you're my competition. So you're a below average door dinger.
Who can I send this job to that's going to do it better than me?
Hey, so what was your overall thoughts going to the Anson Bonanza?
Well, I thought people were judging me by my shirt at first, but then I got over that. No, Anson tools they are truly a family business. And when you interact with them, they make you feel like you're part of the family. And that's really, really special thing. And, I just think that they have just come such a long way. And you would think it's in a short period of time. A lot of guys know about them, but I never heard about Anson until probably about 4 or 5 years ago. And they've been around a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, they definitely treat you like family. Every one of them, from Christina to Chris driving the truck and everybody else. So it's really neat, and especially be able to just hang out with them and not have to buy anything if you don't want to. It's really cool. But
yeah, I never felt any pressure ever to buy something there when I'm there.
Never. Yeah.
And I seriously go and touch everything. I'm like, oh, what is this? How does this feel? Oh, that's weird. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just completely putting my hands on everything.
Yeah.
And
you can do that. I mean, you walk through the whole store, there's stuff on the walls, the ceilings, it's just everywhere. It's like, oh, I always wanted to see this little thing,
Yeah.
It's really neat to be able to do that.
And putting it in your hands makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've heard that before.
Yeah. It was actually a cool story that so right before this event, I was training Suguru Sato from Japan. And
he's a lucky guy too.
Right. And I was training him. He wanted to come over for motorcycle training. So I said, yeah, come over. And he wanted to stay up until Thursday. And I go, well, I'm going to Anson on Thursday. And he goes, oh, okay. I go to Anson too. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So he shows up, he gets there, and what does he do? He wins the raffle.
Did he really?
Yeah, he won the raffle. And this guy was, he's very, very humble.
All mine? Yeah, all yours.
Yeah,
I got to take on a plane. I'll buy it from you for $200 if you want. I actually went up to Christina. I said, Christina, he doesn't even work here. He just walked in off the street. She goes, no. I was like, messing around.
Yeah, they gave him a big old bag, a Kiko bag, so he can put it all in. What did he win? Because I didn't get to see everything.
Dude, he won like everything.
It was over $1,000 worth of stuff for sure.
Yeah, man, it was insane. Like at least he had like a 20-inch, like a 20-inch limited light.
Yeah.
Like that
the
alone.
New one.
Yeah, that alone is like
$600.
And then
there was a lot of stuff. They just kept naming stuff, and I thought, oh, okay, all these people are going to win different stuff. No, the one dude won the whole thing.
Right?
Yeah, it was impressive. I was
awesome.
Completely jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was great. It was great.
So it made it worth it for him to come all the way from Japan to get all that stuff.
Yeah.
I love.
I mean, what was the flight from California to Texas? Like $200? Probably. It was a deal.
It's probably more like $400.
Okay.
So what I'm about to say could be controversial to some people because of how highly we hold mobile tech. But if you can't make Mobile Tech Expo one year, you should go every year, honestly. But if you can't make it and you're anywhere near Anson during the Bonanza, I think you can get more out of the Anson Bonanza than you would at Mobile Tech. Not the education days. You can get a lot out of the education days, but the access you have to the tool manufacturers. If you do not go to Mobile Tech, man, you should definitely make it to the Anson Bonanza.
Yeah, no doubt.
When you know what I think would happen this year was everybody was scrambling trying to get new product to the show, to MTE, and everybody missed their a lot of people missed their deadlines. They couldn't just make it happen because I heard that story over and over from people. Oh yeah, I tried to get this product there and just couldn't make my deadline. So guess what? We saw it all at Anson's.
Pretty much.
Right.
Because there was more new tools there than I expected. I was like overwhelmed. And you guys can watch our Facebook posts. We had to do two separate shows that we posted on Facebook, showing everything. There's too much stuff.
Yeah.
It was
too
awesome.
much new stuff.
Yeah, I think y'all were actually blocking some of the tools I wanted to look at, Daniel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was one of them my new hammer?
It was indeed your new hammer.
All right. So
I wanted to pick it up.
So I teamed up with Todd Zimmerman at Carbon Tech to make me a new hammer because we need a new hammer. You know, there's not enough hammers out there, and we're all in shortage of new hammers. And for those that are addicted to hammers, absolutely need new hammers. And but seriously, what I saw was that all the hammers were super, super light. So I decided to come out with a little bit heavier hammer. So most of your hammers out there are about 3 kilograms, and mine's going to be about 4 kilograms. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it feels a big difference in your hand.
Hey there, Daniel. For us Americans, could you explain that in poundage? Poundage?
I have no idea.
What's a kilo? I know what a kilo is because my Uncle Bobby.
He used to buy a kilo at a time?
Yes, exactly.
That's a kilo.
I put it on my scale, and it goes from pounds to kilograms. So that's all I can tell you, man.
And if y'all do go to Anson and put your name in the drawing for one of the things, you have a great chance of winning, like the guy from Japan. I was hoping to win again because I won last year. I won the new tequila hand tool set, along with a cooler and some other cool stuff. I was like, all right, awesome.
Well,
it's good odds.
The guy that trained me, Mike Haggard, he really wanted the James Lee new Halite. He's like, God, I really, really want to win this thing. And the trainer for Ding King ended up winning the raffle.
Ron?
No.
Ron?
I'm not sure.
I forgot his name, Ron. I forgot his name.
But so he won, and then Mike went up to him, hey, I'll buy that light from you. And he ended up buying it at a discount. I don't know how much it was of a discount, but he bought it at a discount from what retail was because the guy didn't want to take it back with him. And he ended up selling it to Mike. So Mike got the light at a discount. So he was super happy to get the light, which was great, you know.
And
so
that light is incredibly impressive. If I was a Hale guy, that's the light I'd be getting, man. It
looks pretty, you know, it's just like the small one. You know, you can change the depth of the lens. It's got how many switches on it? I mean, you can put 1 million lights in there. So, and you know, James over engineers it, overbuilds it, and it doesn't come out until it's perfect.
Yep.
You know, and he stands behind his product like no other manufacturer.
Oh, indeed.
He has set the bar for everybody else.
I've been surprised at what he's done, and I'm like, hey, let me know what it's going to cost, and I'll call a credit card in. Never hear from him. Package shows up, like, I call him up, I was like, James, I didn't get a bill. Oh, man, I got no. Like, oh, you're killing me now. You know, you don't expect that. But
he trusts people if he knows you, you know. Yeah, the guy's just stellar. He's just one of the princes of our industry, and I love James. He had his whole family there. He has all his girls there, which are gorgeous, and his wife is super pretty and super nice. Love their whole family. So big shout out to James.
Indeed.
God, what else was there? You know, Anson t-shirts. Man, I got myself an Anson t-shirt I'm wearing. Love the new logo.
Oh, and the
awesome.
koozies. Got the koozies too.
Yep.
With that.
Just, you know, if you can't afford to go to MT, go to Anson's Bonanza.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I think that brings us to a good conclusion. Great show, guys. Appreciate you guys coming on. You got anything to add? Anything that we missed?
Yeah, don't don't just look at me and start talking about my shirt. You know, to know me is to love me, like Grandma said.
Yeah.
And so just so people know, it almost feels like this was like sponsored by Anson. It wasn't. It's just they're such a great company and great people that it's very easy to talk about how much they're doing for our industry and bringing people together. It's been great. So, yeah.
You know, I want to kind of talk a little bit about the next MTE that's coming up, which is going to be in California.
No,
and
California? MTE, California?
Oh, no, Nevada.
No,
Sorry.
Nevada.
It's going to be in Nevada. It's
Vegas.
close to
Just say
close
Vegas. Okay, it's going to be Vegas.
And
Dent guys in Vegas,
right? And I'm actually looking forward to it. So I hope a lot of guys show up. I think we're hoping a lot of West Coast techs go out to this show that don't want to travel to the normal MTE. So I think it's going to be a different show. One of the things Mike Toledo said is it's the venue is a lot like the old Caribe Royale. It's its own campus, and so it's going to be more like the old style MTE that everybody can look forward to. And Vegas is always fun. Who doesn't like Vegas?
So what y'all's feeling on this MTE thing, moving to Vegas and still having Orlando? You think they're doing a trial run to see if it's going to be in Vegas from now on?
I talked to the owner, and he basically just wanted to see if there's room for 2 shows.
Okay.
If you think about it, honestly, if you think about the Florida show, it's definitely going to be a Hail Central type show. A lot of Hail guys there. And I think that this is my opinion, and I think the Vegas show is definitely going to be a more route tech oriented show, because you're going to see a lot of West Coast guys, and West Coast is less,
which are door dingers
because there's less hail. And more central and eastern United States, you have more hail guys, simply because that's just heck. Look at the PDR contractors map right now of all the guys ready to work on PDR contractors. It's all East Coast.
Yeah,
that's where the hail guys are. So I think what we're going to see is more of a route specific, more route oriented thing there at the Vegas show. That's my 2 cents of what I think is going to happen.
And if you're a fan of Ultra, they're going to be there selling their tools, kind of like Dent Craft does.
They're going to have a full-on booth instead of the little catalog thing now?
Yeah, they're going to, because they can drive there. It's not a big trip for them. So they're going to go big on this. So
that's awesome.
A 5 or 6 hour trip instead of, 24 hours.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Well, awesome. Daniel, I think we're good here, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
guys,
Steve, thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate
coming on. I appreciate you coming on. And you know what? I want to bring you on again and talk a little bit more about you.
Yes.
And how you run your business. So, but I appreciate you coming on and tell us about your opinion of the Anson Bonanza. And guys, don't forget to level up your tools.
And I still don't know what to say.
You can say don't do stupid stuff.
Oh, we could say it like Vince.
Or John, yeah. John says don't do stupid stuff.
Yeah, don't do stupid stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying what Vince says.
So this is what I like to say. Make more.
Make more. I like it.
Make more.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
We're out, guys. Thank you.